guys.
Oh, well, I decided to show up.
Hi, Joe. What are you up to?
I'm just shopping for my new smartwatch.
Wow, this looks amazing. What is it? Like, what's a smartwatch?
Smartwatch can pretty much do anything. Link to your, it'll link to your smartphone right from your pocket, so you can just check it on your wrist. It was actually, invented by Pierce Brosnan in the second 007 film, GoldenEye.
No, you're wrong. It's not been invented by James Bond here.
It was James Bond.
What is it? What's the correct?
Actually, this smartwatch have been here for a long time. The foundation was laid down by a watch from a company named Electronics, which had introduced a watch with a calculator in it, but it didn't have any buttons on it. It was a sliding bar.
Okay.
And then came the first digital watch, the Seiko Pulsar 1, with a calculator in the year 1975. The next big innovation that came in was in the year 1982 when Seiko introduced Pulsar NLC01, capable of storing up to 24 digits. Then it introduced a couple models in the UC 2000 and 3000 in 84 and 85, capable of that actually had a dock attached to them and was capable of having a thermal printouts and storing memory. Also in 1984, the Seiko introduced the RC1000 that was capable of synchronizing through to your PCs or using a cable. You think that it wasn't a big innovation since we have a Bluetooth now, but then it was a very big innovation. Then, however, the real breakthrough was Seiko Repeater in '98 that had 16-bit processor with 128 KB RAM. After this watch, the industry gained attention of a lot of cell phone companies and computer companies. Samsung introduced first Samsung watch were called SPH WP10 that has a smartphone attached to it. And IBM in 2000 introduced a watchpad with Citizen with a Linux operating system in it. Microsoft introduced Spot in 2004. Then Pebble introduced a watch of its own, and a lot of company came in. But before the Samsung had its own gear called Samsung Gear.
That's a lot
Gear.
of choices. It's tough for a guy like me to make. Now that sounds like a very innovative product. But Forum, what kind of innovation is it?
Well, I would say that there are basically two types of innovation. One is radical and the other one is incremental. But Henderson and Clark thought that there should be a more detailed kind of innovation. And so after their investigation, they came out with two dimensions of technological knowledge. One is the knowledge of the components, and the second one is the knowledge of the linkage, which you call as the architectural knowledge. Explaining in terms of our smartwatch, I have divided that into different phases. Like when the smartwatch came up, that was more of a radical innovation, where it changed over from mechanical to digital. These were the kind of watches which we used to use earlier. But then Hamilton came up with a new watch, which was the world's first digital watch called Pulsar in 1972. So basically it was more of a radical innovation and a radical change. I would say radical change is something is like a major advancement in the product. It helps you to it helps the user with more utility and more and greater performance. Then I would say that as time passed, the radical innovation opened gates for incremental innovation. And then there were a series of watches that were launched, like from this one is Seiko's. It was an LCD based technology. Following that came the Hamilton Pulsar's calculator watch, followed by HP 01's watch. Then as time passed, there was the companies wanted to introduce more and more features. So then came in the gaming part, then the video part, wherein you could, um, uh, it was like a live telecast. Then came the Timex data link, which helped in transferring the information from a PC to the watch via an optical sensor on the watch's face, which was not there in the earlier products. So then came in the cache with an integrated digital camera. Then you then later on, like in 2013, the incremental innovation shifted to more of an architectural base, where where it was like the phone making companies came into the picture, and Pebble was the one who changed the game. It had its Kickstarter campaign, and because of this campaign, it actually kickstarted the growth of the smartwatches. So then Sony and Samsung and Nexus came up with their own smartwatches. So slowly and steadily, we are all expecting new watches to come up, and I think Apple is going to launch its smartwatch soon.
Wow, that's a lot of steps there for them.
Yeah.
What a long, a lot of interesting innovation for this product. But what really makes it interesting, and what makes me really want to buy it, is all the applications and usages it has. And one of the best theories to describe that is the long tail theory. Long tail theory was started by a guy named Chris Anderson, and basically what he says is that while the mainstream product or services that a company will offer will have the bulk of the demand, if the company is somehow able to utilize infinite inventory, that all of these niche products and services will have their own small demand, and over time, if you add them all up, will either equal or be greater than the most mainstream products. And how this really affects the smartwatches of all the applications linked from the smartphone and to the watch. So if you look at the graph, basically where this is the bulk demand or the bulk apps for the mainstream users is the basic usages like listening to music or changing your music while you're running from your wrist, easily checking big notifications like text messages, emails, phone calls, or breaking news, and of course checking your weather and GPS updated clock, because it is, after all, a watch. But what gets really interesting and what really conforms to the first rule of long tail is make everything available. So right now, if you buy a Sony or a Samsung smartwatch, you can have access to over 200 applications. Now, each user only use maybe one or two of those applications, but if you have thousands of users, that creates the long tail, and because they offer so much, everybody can find what they're looking for. What really helps this out is one of the third rule of the long tail is the help me find it. Right now, Google offers a service called the Smartwatch Connect app, which basically helps you find your apps, what you're looking for, based on genres and just basic topics, and it recommends off of other apps that you've downloaded. So this helps extend the long tail and creates a huge demand for the applications and a lot of usages for the smartwatch, which basically make it a great product to have.
I think it's a very good way to explain the evolution of smartwatches. What about the dominant design? Maybe you could.
I think our friend in online chatting in the US might help out.
Hey guys, greetings from the US. So today I'm going to talk to you about the dominant design in relation to the smartwatch. The dominant design is, we can define it as the optimum configuration of a product where it won't undergo a drastic change in a significant period of time. It's also known to be an extremely important event in the life cycle of a product. It fundamentally changes the nature of the innovation from the ability to the product to be radically innovated to incremental innovation. It fundamentally changes the basis of competition, the manufacturing process, the marketing strategies, and organizational design. With a dominant design in relation to the smartwatch, there truly is none yet, because there's so much room for radical innovation in this product. Right now, everybody's focused on just remaking the iPhone to a watch. Applications, emails, phones, and text that those things have been available to us for quite some time. Now, it is an innovation. That way it could be on our wrists, but there's really no change in the technology. There's really no change in our innovation. Especially, and the reason why I say there's no dominant design as of yet is because the rumors that Apple's about to release the iWatch, which will have a blood oxygen monitor, a blood sugar monitor, a heart rate monitor, the ability to tell time because it is a watch again, and the innovations that they're about to try to release to totally change the game would totally destroy any thought or concept of what this is. They're going to change it from just a productivity tool to a fitness tool or a health and lifestyle tool. But anyway, the dominant design has many commercial implications. The focus on competition shifts to market segmentation and lowering the cost. It also, once a dominant design is established, basically the base price is also established. And from there, it goes from a radical innovation to product simplification, making it smaller, making it more efficient. But it also leads to many other things: economies of scale, emergence of standards, what people expect whenever they hear smartwatch, how people use it, how people expect it to work and to function from a software point of view. So, like I said, there's really a lot to be seen from this product. Smartwatch is definitely one of those products that's extremely innovative, and it's really on its way. But as of today, my opinion is that there is no dominant design of this product. But there will be soon. So take my advice and hold off on buying that smartwatch until the dominant design is established. This is Matthew Conley reporting live from New Orleans, Louisiana, United States of America.
That was really interesting, Matt. Thank you. So what you're telling me is that since the beginning, the innovations for this product have just kept changing and kept evolving in increments. Correct, Form?
Yeah, I would say that it was more of, it started with radical innovation, and then it paved road for incremental innovation. Finally, as technology came into the picture, then it shifted over to architectural innovation.
So that's what helps make this product so great. And of course, all the applications and usages that we talked about really make it a viable product to buy. And the fact that there's no dominant design is what really makes the choice difficult. You could either go Sony, Pebble, Samsung, and even maybe Apple's coming out with their own smartwatch.
Always wait.
Yeah. You can always wait for the dominant design, but I kind of want one now.
Maybe you should wait.
Wait?
Well, Business Insider said that smartwatches are really not disruptive to technology right now, and so they're just kind of an accessory item that keeps customers loyal to a brand. But you should look out for what they're doing to innovate the product. So currently, most smartwatches, you have to connect to a smartphone, but there's a couple companies that are coming out with smartwatches where you'll just have the phone application on your watch, and so you won't need your smartphone to connect to it at all. Also, smartwatches right now, if you look at them, I mean, they kind of look like boxes on your wrist, so they're not that cool. They're kind of dorky, and if you wait a little longer, you can grab a smartwatch like Pebble's coming out with. Their new steel watch, it actually looks like a watch. Or the Moto 360 by Motorola. It comes up. So their whole deal is that their smartwatch actually still looks like a watch. So if you wait for those, it'll be a little cooler with your smartwatch, Josh. Also, companies are working to get their smartwatches to connect with both Android and iOS, so that no matter what kind of phone or apps you have, you can connect it directly to your watch, and you don't have to worry about mixing brands or mixing loyalty depending on what you like. The latest innovation in smartwatches also is that they're going to help to connect to smart homes, so you'll be able to set your alarm or turn up the heat, lock doors, all that kind of stuff, all the way from your watch, so it doesn't matter where you are. And in terms of where smartwatches are going, they're really going to become wrist communicators. So Rufus Cuff has come out with a watch that's more like a band. So you can see it there. And all the technology that they have in that is really a phone on your wrist. And so there's GPS, there's Bluetooth, Wi-Fi. Even when your phone dies, it connects directly to Wi-Fi automatically. So smartwatches are going in a lot of directions right now, but it's best to just wait and kind of see what you like.
So there's time for us to be doing phone, man.
Yeah, I need to wait because I don't want to be a dork.
The square root of 9 divided by the summation of the fourth derivative on the third asymptote multiplied by 7 when I use my here smartwatch for Dr. Oral Ives' economics class. I'll be established with a bunch of water everywhere. And the water,
Oh, this is awkward.